Go ahead and guess the one thing that every single student has in common. No, it's not how smart they are. No, it's not how good their teacher is. It's actually the number 86,400. That is the number of seconds every single student gets in a day. And if you ask me personally, that is the most fairest thing that could ever happen to us. Because everyone ends up getting the same time, same deadlines, and even the same tests. Yet somehow, some students always end up complaining that they don't have enough time, whilst other students are able to get their work done and even have time for other things. It's not because that they're smarter or more motivated. It just doesn't work like that. It's purely because that they know how to manage their time well. As I said, you only get 24 hours in a day as a student. It's a very limited resource. You can't add more time and you certainly can't pause it. The only thing that you can do is allocate your time properly. The sooner you turn time management into a skill that you possess, the sooner that you become the one with the time and not your time being able to control you. So here are 3 ways that you can actually manage your time so that you get top grades and so get time for other stuff. Starting off with the first thing, your mindset. I remember I used to say this almost every single day back in the day, which was, I don't have time for this. And honestly speaking, that was pure copium. Everyone has the same time in a day, so you saying that you don't have time for something is just pure excuses. The trap most students fall into is that they appear to be busy, but they don't get any work done. You know, if you're working 10 hours a day, it's very possible that you appear busy, but you get no work done. Absolutely none. And the way that happens is because you're trying to do too many things at the same time. Break it down. Let me explain how. When you're trying to get so much stuff done in a single day, you basically won't end up getting anything done. So the way you want to do it is reduce your workload to just 2 to 4 things every single day. That way you can focus on them better without you overloading yourself. You should have one priority task every single day, which I called eating the frog, which basically means that when you wake up in the morning, the first task that you're going to do is going to be the hardest one, so that when the day is progressing, that task isn't in the back of your mind intimidating you. Tip number 2 is to create a to-do list and a calendar. And I say this on almost every single video, but there's a reason I say it, because it actually works. As we talked about this in the last point, it is very easy to write down 10 different tasks in your to-do list. The thing is, the more tasks that you have, the more overwhelmed that you'll be, and you'll basically end up getting none of them done. So what you want to do is keep your list short and extremely precise. Write down 4 to 5 specific things that you want to get done throughout the day. And when I say specific, I mean specific. I don't want you to write stuff like, oh, study maths, oh, study physics today. It just won't work like that. What I want you to do instead is write down precise things, such as, complete chapter 5b from maths and then practice end of topic questions. That is precise, that removes any sort of confusion, and your brain can process, oh, I have to study 5b and then do end of topic questions. Whereas if you just write study maths, you have no idea what to do. You know you're supposed to study maths, but what exactly are you supposed to study in it? So when you write precise stuff, you're more likely to get them done because you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Now, once you've written your to-do list for the entire week, I want you to go ahead and open up Google Calendar and basically put down all of the tasks in the Google Calendar according to priority. The hardest and most important task of the day goes early in your morning so that you can get it out the way immediately. So that, as I said, eating the frog basically, so that it's not on your mind for the entire day. Just get up, get it done with, so that you can move on with the rest of your day with no friction. The third thing to master your time management is surprisingly your study techniques. Think about it, if you're using the wrong study techniques for the wrong subjects, you're essentially leaking valuable time. Let's say you're taking down notes from your physics textbook into a notebook. What that's going to do is that's going to take a lot of time, which is essentially unproductive, and you're wasting a lot of time, hence poor time management. Because writing down what's already written in your textbook into your cute little notebook will essentially do you no good. It's basically just repeating the same exact thing that's written in your textbook into your notebook. So why not skip that entire step and move on to understanding the concepts and actually practicing the questions? So if you're taking notes, you can essentially see how bad it is and how much time you're wasting, what you can spend instead doing questions or understanding the topic. When you actually understand how to study each subject, everything becomes much easier and you save a lot of valuable time because you can then get a lot more done in a lot less time. For example, a person who does 4 hours worth of past papers for maths is more likely to get a better grade than someone who does, let's say, 20 hours worth of flashcards for maths. It's all about knowing your subject so that you can do what's best in the less amount of time and get more done essentially. More doesn't necessarily mean better. It all depends on how efficient you're being. The key is to know your subject. So if your subject is one that's calculation heavy, such as maths, then you're better off just solving past paper questions or like doing as many practice questions as you can, because that's how you're going to progress in maths. Whereas if your subject is more conceptual based or like chemistry, you're probably better off just creating flashcards, memorizing, understanding, and then practicing questions on it. So it depends, it varies from subject to subject. You want to do the correct thing for the correct subject. Now that's up to you on how you decide what's more efficient for you. For me, I would say for maths, it would definitely be active recall. For chemistry and physics, it would be a mix of active recall and spaced repetition. So it's basically up to you. The key is to basically just know your subject and the best way to study it. If you want to become better at time management and actually set up a system that allows you to track your progress, check out my Notion template that I created exclusively for GCSE and A-level students that allows you to progress and achieve the top grades using a system that top students use. Link is in the description below. Time management is not as hard as you think. It's essentially just being aware of where you're spending your time. So for example, even if you're spending 2 hours doom scrolling on Instagram, if you're aware that you're going to do that, you're eventually going to fix it. What actually ends up happening is that most of us just go and sit down to take a 5-minute break, and that 5-minute break ends up being a 2-hour break because we just end up scrolling and we completely lose track of time. That's where your time is controlling you and not you controlling your time. So once you start becoming aware of where you're spending your time, that's automatically time management, because then you realize what you're doing, your bad habits, and you just start to develop awareness of where you're spending your time. It's as simple as that. If you follow these 3 techniques, I promise you, your time management will go through the roof, allowing you to basically get better grades, have time to do more stuff and work on more stuff, and basically just be more free, like have more free time to yourself. It's as simple as that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like. Check out 2 of these videos right over here. Check out my Notion template in the description below. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you with another video very soon. Take care and goodbye.